and welcome to Pixels and Pinfalls 2021. My name is Edward and yes, I am back. Finally, it has been a little bit of a gap, shall we say, and there have been a few bits and pieces to be dealing with here at home, some of which are still a little bit more ongoing and some of which we have kind of dealt with and resolved and we're kind of moving a bit forward. So hopefully you shall see me appearing a little bit more frequently in the weeks and months to come. Now, the reason for doing this video, towards the end of 2020 I was challenged by PokéPidge to take part in a battle tag kind of series of videos that he was actually brought into the fold with from somebody else challenging him. So here I am kind of answering a few questions. Granted, most of them, or sort of half of them, are Pokemon related, so those answers might be a little bit kind of wibbly wobbly. But there are other bits and pieces just to do with myself and the channel and things like that as well. So let's begin with question 1, and that is your best Pokemon of 2020. Now, I haven't acquired any kind of new Pokemon paraphernalia in any form at all in 2020, not even got the expansions for Sword and Shield yet. I will be getting them, but I just haven't got them yet. So in terms of best Pokemon for me, that will just be kind of ones that I have kind of started using more so in 2020. Started another playthrough of Sword and was kind of trying to build up an Eevee based team. And for anyone that's kind of seen me on here before, Pokemon wise, usually sort of especially before Sword and Shield I was very much just Gen 1 and that was it. So to have a more kind of rounded Eevee team, obviously introducing all the other variations from sort of Gold and Silver onwards, was new to me personally. So the kind of two shining lights within that team for me was Leafeon and Sylveon, and they were able to basically pretty much wipe out any kind of opponents that I had. So they are kind of the two standouts for me for 2020. Question 2 is your best video of 2020. Now, if we're talking like actual views of 2020, it was a video from a couple of years before, back before the rebrand even, and it was part of a series that I want to get back up and running again. It's a series called The Raw After, where I look at an episode of Raw the night after a big pay-per-view. Rather than kind of look at the pay-per-view and analyse and kind of comment on that, I then look at what happens the night after, straight off of the back of the events of that. And the best one for me in terms of viewership and popularity and everything was, I think, actually the first one that I did in that series, called The Raw After the Royal Rumble 1999. Quite a lot happened in it in terms of development from the night before and moving forward, and yeah, I just kind of I watched the episode and just commented on what was happening and where things were going storyline kind of forward. And it's my most viewed video. It's got well over 1,000 views now somehow. So it is a series that I enjoy doing and something that I want to kind of bring back to the channel. I was meant to kind of start doing them again towards the tail end of 2020 and just didn't unfortunately get round to starting that up again. So that will be something that's coming back in 2021. But in terms of sort of my most favourite video that I actually did in 2020, and one that seemed to be quite popular as well, was the start of a versus series that I was doing, where I was comparing the original Metal Gear Solid game on PlayStation 1 to the remake on the GameCube, the Twin Snakes. And I was kind of giving fors and against for different areas of gameplay and character and things like that for those two games, just to see what kind of won out one versus the other. And as I say, that was a new series that I was kind of kicking off towards the end of 2020, and again something that I kind of want to do more of going forward in the future. Speaking of that, question 3 is what to expect from me in 2021. Well, firstly, off the back of that, I've actually started a little side project based completely on Metal Gear Solid lore, character, all the different games, development, things like that, and that is over on a separate channel called Metal Gear Study, so please check that out. There's a few videos up there already. But in terms of what to expect from me in 2021, basically just check out my trailer that I did partway through 2020. A lot of those bits and pieces, unfortunately, I wasn't able to properly start with and kind of sink my teeth into, and they are the bits and pieces that I really want to be doing going forward, like the Versus series on different video games and on the wrestling side of things as well, and bringing back the Raw After. I definitely finally will be completing my live stream playthrough of Final Fantasy 15. I'm so close to the end. This series has been dragged out for well over a year now, and I just need to get to the end of it. I refuse to just stop doing it. There's only a couple of episodes of that left to do. I will also be live streaming on Twitch as well, usually on a Tuesday evening, so that will kind of hopefully start up again soon. Just check out my Twitter and Facebook pages for what I'll be playing and when I will be doing that. But yes, as I say, if you check out the 2020 trailer, that will give you a very good idea as to what I have planned for the channel for the future, and a lot of it I haven't managed to start yet, so I will be kind of picking back up with that in 2021. Next, what about YouTube makes me feel good? Well, I do watch a lot of different channels, and what I intend on doing this year especially is seeking out a lot more kind of smaller channels. We're kind of talking like under 1,000 subscribers, probably even smaller than that, sort of under 500 subscribers, just to give support to those channels, because there have been times when I've seen videos from people with very, very kind of small fan base, and they are very, very good videos. They're produced very well, they're very interesting in what they're discussing. Usually it tends to be different from kind of the norm and the obvious, which is nice. So I will be seeking those people out a bit more myself. But other than that, just mainly fun, really. And I get quite a lot of enjoyment from the video game side of things from a channel called Triple Jump, and from the wrestling side of things from a channel called Wrestling with Regret. They, again, are a bit kind of wacky and zany channels. They do things that aren't obvious in terms of videos. Their kind of followers are good enough to sort of make a living on, but they're not like the biggest. They're not millions and millions of subscribers. They're not like what you probably call mainstream or whatever. But I enjoy them, and yeah, kind of try as much as I can to kind of incorporate a bit of that into my channel going forward, as much as I am kind of able to. Next up we have the age-old dilemma, Isle of Armor or the Crown Tundra. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, I haven't picked up these expansions yet, although I will be doing so, especially because there's so much Gen 1 Pokemon on it, and I'd kind of like to do a full Gen 1 run through of Sword or Shield, including the expansions, just completely Gen 1. So that is something that I kind of need to be picking up at some point this year. But because I've got absolutely no experience of either of them, I'm going to pick the Crown Tundra purely because it's spelt correctly, because Isle of Armor is the stupid American spelling without a U. And that's it. And finally, any tags for this for following on into the future. Obviously, I want to mention PokéPidge again. He kind of threw this at me, so go and check out his video that he's already done and give him a subscribe. He's growing very, very nicely. And in terms of a tag, it's a channel that I've kind of subscribed to quite a while back, but unfortunately their videos have kind of slowed down over the last few weeks and months. I'm hoping this might kind of give things a bit more of a shot in the arm because I enjoy watching his stuff. It's a channel called Switch. It's very Nintendo based, and there have been a few bits of Pokemon stuff over there, and kind of Zelda and Mario bits and pieces, which for me personally is really interesting because I'm not like a massive expert on that. I'm more of a PlayStation fan than a Nintendo fan, so it's quite nice for me to be learning bits and pieces off of him. And yeah, the videos are really good, they're funny, and hopefully this might give things a bit more of a shot in the arm for him to be doing a few more videos in the future. But outside of that, if you happen to see this and you want to kind of carry this on and I haven't specifically tagged you in it, please let me know. You can kind of tag me on Twitter or on Facebook, and I'll give it a watch, and kind of hopefully we can discover each other's kind of material going forward. But yes, thank you very much for watching this first video of 2021 and first video in quite a while. My name has been Edward, this has been Pixels and Pinfalls, and I will see you again very soon. Goodbye. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. To keep up to speed with everything we're doing, you can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. If you wish to support us financially, you can do so over on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Till next time, we'll see you very soon. Goodbye.